Welcome back to another edition of the Dunwoody Dialogues. We're so glad you are here. This show is brought to you by Discover Dunwoody. We are the destination marketing organization for Dunwoody. And what does that really mean? It means that we market Dunwoody so that folks know about our hotels, our restaurants, our shops, our parks. The goal is let's grow the economic development here in Dunwoody so that folks here we have more jobs, we have more things to do. It's just really good for everybody. So thank you for tuning in today. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. This is one of our greatest things that we love to do because we're able to connect to so many of you and let you know about the great things happening in Dunwoody and introduce you to some very interesting people in and around Dunwoody, maybe even a Dunwoody grad, which we have on studio today. Let me get into that. So we, as you know, if you've watched this show a few times, we like to talk to people that are in the meetings industry because growing that economic development in Dunwoody, meetings are the programs that go to the hotels like the Crown Plaza Ravinia, the Marriott Perimeter Center, the Embassy Suites, and Le Meridian. They will bring in programs where they have meetings in the hotels. These folks will stay in the city for a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days, and that's really good for our local economy. So there are some people out there that have an impact on that, and today's guest is one of those. She is Jewel Hazelton, and she's the newly appointed executive director of the Georgia Society of Association Executives. And as an industry guy, that just rolls off my tongue. In fact, it's affiliated with, not necessarily part of, GSAE, which is American Society of Association Executives. Did I say that right?
Yes, and they're a partner of ours. We just collaborate with them.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So GSAE is unique to Georgia. That's an important part. We're here to talk about GSAE. And so this is the associations for associations. They're the folks that help associations do a little better. So let me tell you a little bit more about Jewel. Before stepping into this role in early 2026, she spent nearly 5 years growing a national association from the inside, including a 133% increase in membership and a 567% jump in event volume. And these are the two pieces that associations live and die on. So it's great that she was so successful there. She was named in 2022 Association Forum's 40 Under 40. And she is the person to talk about the industry. And I'm going to tell you something else. We learned when she came in the studio today, she's a graduate of Dunwoody High School. Please welcome Jewel Hazelton to the Dunwoody Dialogues. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me today, and go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats. Madison's behind the camera. She's like is it a fist bump for the Wildcats? I don't know. There's not like a chew. There's not like some have the tomahawk chop, nothing like that.
I don't think so. Yeah.
We got to fix that. I think we can start that. We should get Coach Bass to come on and figure out the new branding for Dunwoody High School. Well, I love that you went to Dunwoody High. Welcome back to
thanks for having me back here.
High school home, right?
Yes.
This is great. So I would love to let people know a little bit about GSAE. So what does it mean to be the association for associations in Georgia?
I mean, I am so thrilled to be here today. And, just to be able to represent Georgia Society of Association Executives. So as GSAE, we represent all associations in the state of Georgia. We have about 300 members as a part of our organization, and it represents association professionals, hoteliers, convention and visitors bureaus, people who want to support associations in Georgia.
I love that.
And we include that with executive directors who are working for associations, rising professionals who aspire to be association executives as well.
That's great.
We provide them with training and education to help them further their careers, but also help grow their organizations as well.
That's good. So when we talk about associations, one of the things that comes to mind, if I didn't know anything about them, is associations are huge, but not all associations are in fact huge, right? There's a wide variety. Describe what associations, how big or how small can they be?
Yes, you can have a small staff association, which might have an executive director of one, and they're running the organization, doing programming, events, helping with advocacy for their groups, but also connecting with members within their association on a regular
Wow.
basis. And then you might have a larger association, which might have a staff of 20 or plus.
Wow.
And they are, have different teams like marketing, sales. They also have events as a part of their organization. And then they might have operations, financials as well.
Yeah,
So
like a
you,
small business
so
in
like
some ways. Sure.
essentially, and essentially like a small business. Yes, that's a great point.
Yeah.
But they the they might touch just Georgia, or they might touch internationally or nationally. So the scope really varies.
If I am a national association, could I be based in Georgia?
Yes, you could be based in
And
Georgia.
do we have some national associations based in Georgia?
Yes, you have quite a few
Oh,
national
wow.
associations, and you have quite a few international associations as well,
That's
who might
fantastic.
be working with people abroad outside of the U.S.
Okay, that's great. Now, um, how you kind of mentioned this. Are there a lot of associations in general in the state of Georgia? How many do we have, and then how many are members at GSAE?
So, according to ASE, which you mentioned at the beginning,
Okay.
they are the national association for all associations globally.
All right.
And they, according to their pulse survey that they do on a regular basis, that there are 500 plus associations in the state of Georgia.
Wow. And I love to joke about this. There's an association for everything, isn't there?
There is. So if you think like your nurses and your nurse office, they are probably a part of an association
Wow.
that is based in Georgia. Or you
Okay.
might have teachers.
Mhm.
They're part of an association that's based in Georgia, or principals as well. So
Wow.
people that you touch in your everyday lives that you are coming across are probably a part of an association, because we provide the training, the education, we provide them with the credentialing that they need, our members do at least, and we also provide them with the industry knowledge to help them grow in their profession, but also grow their associations as well.
That is great. One of the things I mentioned is that there's an association for everything. We have an association that is called the Coca-Cola Collectors that comes to Dunwoody
Okay.
once a year, and they just collect Coca-Cola memorabilia. I can't
Okay.
say that word. And again, I always find it fascinating that there's always an association to serve an interest group. All of these different groups do things where they can come to a city and impact the local economy. How do you see associations impacting the cities where they meet?
I see that we are, driving economic development by bringing our meetings to a certain DMO, a certain city.
Okay.
We're bringing people who may have not visited your city before, and we're exposing them to all that they have to offer, versus like, you have hotels, you have the mall, you have so many shops and small businesses that they are touching on, in restaurants, and they're bringing that business to them.
Such an important thing, right?
It's not just about the meetings.
Yeah.
It's about what they're also doing outside of the meetings too.
Exactly. And the hotel side, and I'm a career hotelier, we loved the groups because they would kind of stabilize our occupancy. So we could bring in a group and they would stay 2 or 3 nights is really great. And then they just filled in, they just flattened that period, which on a demand side, as we're trying to work on the hotel side, that's so important. And honestly, group business can make or break a hotel success for a month or for a year. So they are so super important. How does Dunwoody and Perimeter at large, let's say, compare to other destinations? Why do associations come here to meet?
I'm going to say that I think you all have a lot to offer. You have a great footprint here with
Great.
hotels in close proximity.
And we
It's
do,
very walkable
right?
with all of the sidewalks, and you have a lot of businesses that they can touch when they go outside of their meetings. So that's what I love about your city, just is that you have so much to do.
That is
It's
great.
not just inside the hotel, that people can bring their clients or members to do outside of the hotel property.
That is great, and we love to hear that from you. We also think that that's true. The perimeter area is has the largest concentration of Fortune 1000 companies in the Southeast. And so a lot of organizations are here, and they're here for the same reason that meetings come to our hotels, because there are a lot of things to do. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit. What type of advice would you give a smaller association when they're planning their first, call it a big in-person event? What's the best thing that they could do?
I would say get to know the city. Get to know the city that you're going to visit. Get to know the DMO representatives that are going to be hosting your meeting. Get to know them.
Great.
So that you can be able to tailor the experience for your events uniquely to your members.
That is so important. Now in Atlanta, we have the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau, the largest DMO. They definitely don't call themselves a DMO. They call themselves the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau because they definitely book conventions, have lots of visitors. It covers a large region. We're actually a member of the ACVB, so we can get leads from them as well. But there are DMOs all over the place. So, for example, our neighbor here, Sandy Springs, has a DMO. There's a DeKalb County DMO. Cobb has their own DMO. So look at the place that you're meeting, and yeah, there are experts that can help you do this, and we're free. It's very important. We're paid by the hotel motel tax, so it's a great offering, especially for a one-person association that may need resources. Let's shift gears. Let's talk about the career side. What does a career in association management really look like, and what makes it rewarding?
The one thing that got me in associations is because there's so much opportunity. You can really, chart your own course with your career. If you have an interest in a certain area, there's a lot of growth opportunity for you to expand your career, regardless of what your interest is.
That's great. Now, I'm looking at you. You are a member association with an executive director of one. You don't have a staff, right? So it's you that's managing this. That is great experience. You have to, and you have the ability to do it all. Marketing, member growth, all of those aspects, accounting, all of those things that come into play. Do you like all those different aspects?
I do. I love that about my job. I love that there are so many hats that I can wear. There's diversity in my day.
Sure.
But I'll say that I don't do it alone. There is the volunteers that support running our organization and helping engage with members and keep things moving.
Now, and I will tell you, because I'm a lifetime hotelier, been in Atlanta a long time, GSAE is a very important association to the Atlanta area and the state at large, right? And I know that you have so many hoteliers, so many DMOs that are leaning in to assist you. So that's such a great point. What makes Georgia, and maybe even Atlanta, so attractive? Do you think the sporting events that are coming to our region help us in any way?
I think that Atlanta is just a great city overall. It's, we have the largest airport here, so it's easy access for events and easy for people to get in and out for their meetings or
Such
events.
A good point.
There's a lot of great business here as well. But right now the spotlight is on our city. We have a lot of great events coming here, whether it be music events, sporting events, lots of different entertainment activities. And when those big events come to our city, that brings eyes and opportunity for businesses like associations to want to bring their meetings to our state.
Absolutely. I know that a lot of associations will book Atlanta or our region because they need their members to want to come, right? You're not going to want to put an association program in a undesirable location because then the members won't show up. So you've got to have a good diversity of events. And there's a bit of a sporting event going on in Atlanta right now based on soccer, which we love, and that's bringing a lot of attention on us. I love that they changed the name of it's normally called Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they're calling it the Atlanta Stadium, which I prefer because that labels our city right there and that on that stadium. I think that's really good. So If someone wanted to get involved with GSAE, how can they do so?
Well, they can definitely visit our website,
Okay.
GSAE.org, to learn about all of the member benefits we have. We have luncheons once a quarter. We have
Wow.
one coming up in July.
Okay.
And we have our annual meeting, which you just wrapped, which was a 3-day conference for association professionals to come learn and grow and connect with like minded peers in their career. That's every May or the first week
Wow.
of June.
Good.
And then we also have special interest groups. So we have special interest groups for meeting planners. We have special interest groups for emerging professionals. We have special interest groups for people that are in the hospitality industry.
Nice.
We have so many ways for every career professional that is an association executive or aspiring association executive to be involved and learn, grow, and connect with peers who can help them.
That
And
is
that's really what our
fantastic.
community is about.
Yeah,
So
that's so good.
GSA is a community and they support each other. Our association executives will help any individual who wants to step into the space or is in the space and is looking for resources to grow as an association professional.
So if I am a young industry professional and I got involved with GSAE, would it be worthwhile?
I would say so because our community is very open and welcoming
Good.
and supportive. And that's what I love about our GSA community. They'll say, like, I can help you with this, or do you need help with this? They definitely show up and support our.
It's kind of like a CEO roundtable in
Yes.
so many ways. Well, that's fantastic. All right. So, what is one thing you wish people in Georgia understood about the roles that associations play in their daily lives? And you kind of hinted at this before, but we kind of run into people every single day that are involved in associations that make them better.
Yeah, so associations not only provide training, education, um, events for members to grow in their careers, but we also provide credentialing services to help people get certification credits that they need.
So important.
And that's one thing that most people don't think about. Some association groups in the state also do advocacy as well. So helping things get put into law that support everyday people as well.
It is so important. We're a member of the Georgia Society. I just said that backwards. The Georgia Association of. I'm killing myself here. Amanda's Association. GACVB. Too many GAs.
Okay.
So GACVB. Sorry, Amanda. The Georgia Association of Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yes.
And they have a whole advocacy piece where they're involved in the state legislature and making sure that things our laws are made that will support us and essentially protect us. So that is just fantastic. Well, I love this. How can people find out more about GSAE and how they can get involved?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we have our July luncheon coming up. So we hope to see you there if you are an association professional looking to learn more about who we are. We have a great speaker coming in to talk about membership growth.
Great.
And
A little bit important.
yes,
Yeah.
very important. And then you can also visit us on our website, gsae.org. And then we have Facebook. You can look us up on Facebook and also follow us on LinkedIn
That
as
is
well.
terrific. So definitely follow them there. We will make sure we put the links to gsae.org, to the LinkedIn page, as well as Facebook on the show notes once everything's finished from this broadcast today. Jewel, thank you so much for coming back home.
Yes, thank you
since
for
you're
inviting me back.
Absolutely. Getting back to Dunwoody is always a great thing. And you're welcome to come back anytime. If you have any news you want to share from the GSAE world, please come back and see us.
Thank you for having me today.
My pleasure. And thank you for watching. I am Mark Galvin, your host. This show is produced by Discover Dunwoody. Our show is also produced by Madison Holtz. She's sitting back there. You saw me. I'm getting more and more used to talking to Madison back there behind the camera. So we love that she's there. Just a reminder, we would love for all of you to get your own Dunwoody sticker. We have Dunwoody stickers all over the city. You can go to City Hall to get them. You can go to NFA Burger. You're also, don't forget, Funwoody Restaurants up there in the village will also have them. even East 48th Street Market on that side of the city. You can grab them there. If you're a business and you would like to have a Dunwoody sticker, stack of them on your own, let us know. We'd be happy to give you a bunch of them so that you can hand them out as well. Make sure you follow us on our social media. You can find us at Discover Dunwoody is our handle everywhere. Particularly, watch us on Instagram. We're always covering the new things that are happening, the brand new restaurants that are opening. We are really that source of information, and we try to share a lot of that through Instagram. Or check our website out, discoverdunwoody.com. So, Jewel, thanks again for coming and joining us, pulling the curtain back on what associations actually do and why they matter so much. And we appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And to all of you, thank you for watching. Now come discover Dunwoody.